So this morning I am in the workshop and I'm looking for pieces of wood that I can use to create a support for the benches in the camper because the wood that goes under the benches has splintered. So I want to be able to kneel on those and feel secure when we're making the bed and things like that. So, okay, so here's what we're working on. This is not working. This one on this end is really loose. So when you put the bench on here, it's just not very sturdy. So I am going to come up with a way to support it that's going to be better. So let's get started. Okay, I think we're good. This is going to be so much more sturdy. Let's see how this goes. Beautiful. So we're getting ready for our very first trip. It's going to be a simple trip to our lake house. So if emergency strikes, we can always go inside and sleep. But I have started breaking down the camper and making a list of items to do when you break down the camper. Just figured it would be easiest to do it while I'm actually breaking down the camper. So I will kind of walk through what I've done so far and what I've packed. Okay, so far what I have done is I've closed all my windows. I laid my cushions down, took down all my curtains and my curtain rods, folded up the curtains, put them down here in the storage drawers, and then my rods are there. Once I'm ready, I'll put those on the ground. I wanted to show you real quickly what I ended up doing under the bench. So I took out the ones that I used, the boards, and I ended up using 2x4s because they were just stronger. So I left the 1x2s over here that I did, but I changed this out to 2x4. I used these Craftsman bins and I've got all of our sheets and our pillows in there, so that should be good. Blankets, it's going to be cold this weekend. I was all concerned about air conditioning, and it turns out that it is going to be quite cold, and I cannot get this with one hand. There we go, I got it. So after checking out our AC unit, this just says warmer. It does not say heat. And this just says cool. It does not say heat. So I did pack, I put down here a space heater because I think we're going to have to use a space heater because it's supposed to be in the 40s overnight at the lake. So yeah, I don't do 40s. We're going to have to heat this place up. So I think the next thing I need to do is put this door up, and that'll get that out of my way, and then I'll work on taking the bunks down. Just have to unclip at the top, unhook the Velcro, pretty simple. And then it just slides up. Lift it up out of the groove on the floor, and then it's nice because you're kind of hands-free, especially when you're by yourself, so it's glorious. I'm just going to slide this the whole way back. And then the next thing I will do is I'll put this end up in that groove, and that'll hold it in place for as I slide it back. It's got a little thing here that goes in the hole. Boop, holds it in place. Go over here, snap to the door. This thing is awesome. They thought of everything. On this side, okay, our door is up. Okay, next thing, and this is where I get tripped up a lot, is when I put these bunks down. Let's see how that goes. Just gonna disconnect these rods, and these are nice. They will go on the ground. Dang it. Maybe I pull this down and that helps it to... Oh, look at that. That corner over there is still stuck. All right. Ugh. Come on. There we go. Okay. There we go. Now to get it to not hit me in the head. Oh my gosh. Funny stuff. I'm really glad I used 2x4s here. Okay. So that end is complete. I'm a little concerned about that mattress. All right. I think the rest of that will be done on the outside. I'm going to switch to the big bunk. That should be interesting. Okay. There's our bar. Again, that's going to go on the ground after I sweep, but I'm going to sweep last. Everything I'm going to do, everything I can, and then sweep last. All right. I'm about to get buried in canvas. Okay. Oh boy, hello. I did it. Okay. All right. That wasn't so bad. It was definitely easier than the last few times I've done it. I can promise you that. I think it's time to sweep. Okay. Put all the rods on the ground. All right, here goes nothing. There we go. All right, let's go outside. So something to think about for sure. I mean, that is all free storage space. This is all free storage space. This right by the door is free storage space. So we have a ton of space that we have not utilized. Under the benches aren't full, but this particular trip, we're just going to the lake. So we are not taking a Coleman stove or, any of those things. So I think we're gonna have plenty of storage space when it's time to actually camp for reals. One thing I have forgotten in the past is to get this lowering tool out of the bin right inside the door before I close this up. So I got that. Okay, now comes the strategic folding of the canvas. But as I'm looking at the canvas up here, it's got like stuff on it. So I think I'm gonna get the broom and sweep that off. Before I started taping, I actually got some paper towels and some cleaner and cleaned the countertops and things just so that it was clean the next time we open it back up. Yeah, this works. Just kind of bird poop, that kind of stuff. And I think I can use this broom to kind of tuck my canvas up in. Look at that. It's kind of genius. I mean, multi-functional tool. Okay. I need to unhook under each end. I think I'll do one end at a time. Okay, the next thing I need to do is remove the supports underneath. Okay, let's get these supports taken down. This is definitely the easier end because it's a queen size bed or full bed. All right, let's push her in halfway. Here's what I just learned. I tucked the AC cord tight into this cabinet. Cannot do that. It's got to be loose. So we're going to pull it out. Let it be free. All right, let's try that again. Boom. Oh yeah, there we go. That's way better. Okay. Took our canvas. Wash this off. So you the cleaner we keep it, easier it's going to be. Okay, I think this side is done. Let's do the king side. Okay, so we're going to unhook all of our canvas on this side. Here we go. This side is also much more difficult with the supports because it's heavy. Wasn't so bad. Makes me nervous being up under here. Okay. All right. Take 2. All right. So I'm going to stop and check my canvas, see if the bunch is up so bad. I've got to do that. Same thing on this side. Just trying to get it all away from the edges where the roof has to latch. Right? Baby, go. Boom. Okay. You know, it's funny. I never thought that I would be putting a video of myself out there in my workout clothes after my workout, but it just seems that I always work on the camper right after a workout. So here I am in my workout clothes. I was taught by my parents that I could do anything. And I think that sometimes we don't teach our daughters that they can do anything. And I want to revise that statement because after I reflected on it, I realized I think we don't tell our kids in general that they can do anything. And I think we fail to teach them how to fail. Like, it's okay to screw up because you don't know how to do something till you do it. And when you screw up, you learn what not to do. And I think perfectionism has become something that we've instilled in our children that is terrible. Like, teach them how to fail and then get back up. You know what I'm saying? I see it in people I love. Like, they're afraid to mess up. And I love to mess up. Like, the bench is a perfect example. I used wood that was too soft. It wasn't, it just wasn't the right piece of wood. So when we tested it for the first time, it literally collapsed. So I was like, okay, well, won't do it that way again. And I learned that I needed to use a 2x4. So I took it apart. I did it right. And I'm super proud of the way it turned out because I learned. So teach your kids how to fail. Teach your kids how to say, you know what? It's okay. I just learned what to do and what not to do. So much canvas. So I think now is when the roof is kind of halfway up that I can come in here and I can kind of pull the canvas towards this way, at least on one side, so it's not bunched up at the ends. I wish I could get over there, but I could use probably those hooks to do it. You know, the bunk hooks, but that's a little better. That's it. That's all she wrote. Now, this is the part that I usually have to have Matt's help. I gotta usually sit on the camper. No, that's not so bad. See how close that is. Not close enough. Okay. I got it. This side's probably gonna be a lot easier. Oh yeah, that was super easy. I currently have a hurt knee, so I gotta be careful. Oh my gosh, I'm so close. I got it. Heck yeah. You're not that muscular. All right, let's see how this goes. Okay, she's closed up. So the last thing I need to do, I gotta remember to take my tool out and put it back in the cabinet. Because if you drive down the road and you lose it, you cannot put your camper up. That would suck.